Hi, this is Kelly Nash, and I'm with JT, and we're celebrating your 25th anniversary, JT, and this is an exciting event for you. I can't even imagine. I was kind of going through your bio, and 25 years ago you came to Columbia.
I did.
But what I didn't know was that you had a whole other life going on before the whole car industry. You were actually a lawyer at one point?
Oh yeah, after the University of Delaware, the Fighting Blue Hens, so we want to always stay with a chicken
yes,
type
chicken
of theme here. I took a year off, sold cars. My wife Mary worked, and then I was always wanting to head to law school, see what being an attorney was like. So first we traveled over to San Antonio, Texas, where I spent my first year of law school, and then I was able to transfer in and graduate from Villanova.
Villanova's a pretty big school.
It's a nice school. It's a good school.
You got a law degree from Villanova, and then you went into the law practice.
I was fortunate enough, passed the bar at university in the state of Delaware, and then got a job as a prosecutor in the Attorney General's office.
Wow.
Criminal side.
Yeah, I'm gonna remember that next time I'm watching one of your JT's commercials. That guy could have been prosecuting me.
Yeah, well, it could have. That lasted about 3 years. It was a lot of fun. Went into private practice for a couple of years. And I said, no, I really don't want to be a lawyer. Let's see what the car business has to do.
I can't even imagine. Was your wife freaking out when you're like, you have a great job?
My wife, Mary, is the most supportive person in the entire universe.
And so you and her together made the decision, we're going to leave the law business and we're going to try the car. Now you go back in as a car salesperson?
No, I went back to the original dealership I started at, became a BMW manager, and then Pontiac, we don't even have Pontiac anymore, and then left there, went over to New Jersey for at that point, a pretty small group, but they since expanded, and then I stayed with them. I did a little legal work for them, training work, administrative assistant, just had my hand in everything. And then the opportunity came up with the Chrysler Corporation.
So the Chrysler Corporation, I guess, if I read the bio correctly, they were doing a whole kind of thing where they're training people to become owners?
Yes, it was a limited opportunity for a few guys that had no money to go to places that nobody wanted to buy, and so they would send you down there and they asked you to put up 25%. I think I needed $140,000 and I had $140.
So you're a little bit off on the math there.
Yeah, I said, well, can I put up half of it? And they said, sure. So we took a second mortgage out on the house. Mary, again, was very supportive, put up half of it, earned the rest, and came and started Dodgeland on Greystone.
So you're
Dodgeland, first we're on Beltline, that's where I found the dealership, and then from Beltline, we moved over to Greystone.
And so you're telling me Chrysler, we couldn't find anybody who wanted to come to Columbia at that time?
No.
And you came in and you said, I'm going to make it work in Columbia.
And we've been very blessed with great people, and we were able to make it work.
Was there anything surprising about becoming a car dealership owner that kind of surprised you? Because you'd been around the industry for a while. But did anything throw you off and say, wow, I didn't see that coming?
No, not really. It's been interesting. It was tough on the family. Again, I give mucho credit to Mary for she was the one that supported the family, stayed with the kids, kept it going. The whole family owes a lot to her, if not everything.
Yeah. Well, you can't say enough about your wife, obviously.
No.
And so you've been in here 25 years. When did you start saying, well, Dodgeland's going great, I'm going to start opening up other dealerships?
Well, our first real venture into other dealerships did not happen until 2011. We had an opportunity for Kia, and then an opportunity in Lexington, and so we acquired an open point, that's what they call it, for the Kia store. And then in Lexington, South Carolina, we bought Mike Addy and made it JT's Chrysler Jeep Dodge in Lexington.
I'm sure a lot of people probably ask you about your television commercials. Like, where does the concept come from? Or did you originally say, I want to do some crazy, outstanding spots?
No. I'm going to give all that credit. I'm actually, believe it or not, an introverted guy.
What?
Yeah, no, it's a true story. And it was Genesis Creative that came up with what the creative concepts would be, how we could stand out from everybody else. So I have my hand in it. Cliff Springs from Genesis, and I put things together, and we just try and stand out from everybody else that's out there.
Everybody would admit you stand out.
Well, we try to, but we also want to stand out amongst our people. We are on a campaign to develop everyone within our organization, to not only help them understand the values that we have as an organization, our mission statement, but also to see what we can do to help them as they travel through life, both in their spiritual values as well as trying to be the best employer that we can possibly be.
Now that's the side of JT I never would have imagined.
Oh, it's absolutely necessary. We're not here for ourselves. The other, we try to reach out into the community. Mary and I are supporters of the Salvation Army and a number of other charities, but our favorite is the Salvation Army. Every year we do a commercial for them, and our family contributes to the Salvation Army. In fact, Salvation Army just had a campaign, back to school.
Okay.
And you go and you get names for the kids. There were 10 of them. They needed 200. So Mary and I said, well, we'll try 10. 3 hours later, on tax-free Saturday, we were there with everybody, and we were absolutely tired at the end of 3. We can't imagine how families did it. But we, bought some back-to-school things, clothes for kids. We enjoy it. It's a way of giving back.
It's great to see you're contributing to the community. And tell me a little bit more about this training of your people who come to work here. Do people come and work for you for a long time? Do you grow them through a system?
There's a manager over here who's been with us for 15 years. My chief operating officer graduated from the University of South Carolina 16 years ago.
Wow.
And has not worked anywhere else. Our general managers in our stores, long-term, salespeople, long-term, technicians, long-term, office staff, long-term. We try to do the absolute best we can to develop our people, and we're open to them. We don't do everything right, so we have a President's Council, and they tell me, you need to improve here, you need to improve here, and then sometimes I'm sitting in President's Council and go, holy cow.
Are we doing anything right here?
Yeah, right. Let's get this stuff right, guys. And then every manager knows after we've had a President's Council, because we're going to straighten that one out.
That's great.
Yeah.
Well, JT, again, you've been an impact on the community, kind of not as well known for some of the things, but like you said, you do that one TV commercial for the Salvation Army, which people see, but you do a lot of stuff quietly behind the scenes as well.
That's the way you should.
Yeah, and I just love what you're doing with your people here. This is a great system that you set up, and I've met a lot of great people hanging out with you today. This is an awesome system that you've got.
Kelly, we're only here for a short time. I'm blessed to be taking care of it for a short period of time. We want to make sure that it's better when I leave it.
What an attitude. All right, that's JT celebrating 25 years in business, and it's obvious why now. Come on down and say hi to JT. We're at JT's Key on the corner of 77 and Killian Road.
Thank you, Kelly. I really appreciate it. And thank you to WLTX.